Hello crafty friends, welcome back to another video. As the title shows, today I am going to be testing glitter brush pens to see what is the difference between the three most commonly used brands, what do I like about each of them, and see if there is a clear kind of best or favorite. So let's dig right in. I'm going to be using this Hero Art stamp set on my test images today, and I'm using, as I say, three glitter brush pens. The first one here is the Wink of Stella. This was the first glitter brush pen that I kind of heard of and I was aware of. They all come packaged kind of the same. These ones have the name across the top. This one here doesn't. This is Spectrum Noir. It's a little bit of a different shape. It's a little longer. And then this one here is the newest of the three, I believe, and this is the Nuvo version. So these are all brand new pens, so I can have a like for like comparison. This is a video I've wanted to do for a really long time, and I had to kind of wait to open these until I had one of each, and then I could dig in and open them all at the same time. So the first one here is Wink of Stella. As with all of these, you have to go ahead and shake them up before you use them because there is a liquid inside as well as the pigment, kind of the glitter that we're going to put onto our project. And they all come with these little safety rings. I did find that the Nuvo version took a little bit longer to get shook up, but other than that, they are very similar. So I'll go ahead and remove the safety ring here and then screw the lid back on and shake everything up. And that just allows the top of the pen to pierce into the barrel where the liquid and the glitter are contained, so it lets everything kind of flow. So everything's really nice and fresh when you get it, nothing's kind of been used, the brushes were all completely clean as you just saw. And I'll go ahead and use each of these just on some white cardstock. So I'm giving it a good squeeze just to get the pigment flowing. And I say pigment, it is somewhat clear. This first one here, the glitter that's contained inside, I mean, you can see it on the paper, it's really silvery, it's really beautiful. And I mean, all of these are beautiful. I'm going to throw in a spoiler right here. There isn't, I mean, of the ones that I tested, there isn't a bad glitter brush pen. I think all three of these are brilliant options, but they are ever so slightly different. So you can see there between the Wink of Stella and the Spectrum Noir version, the glitter is very different. It's definitely more silvery on that first one. And then again, that kind of reigns true with the Nuvo version. The Nuvo and Spectrum Noir are somewhat more similar, but I mean, all of these are beautiful, let's be honest. So I'm just going to test them here on some black cardstock as well. I think it's a little bit easier to see the shine. The Wink of Stella, I believe, is available in approximately 25 different colours across the Wink of Stella and Wink of Luna range. The Spectrum Noir version, which is the one I'm using here, is available in 24 colours. And then the final one, the Nuvo Aquaflow, is available in, I believe, 31 colours. So somewhat comparable colour ranges, a couple more in the Nuvo version. And the bristles on the Nuvo and the Spectrum Noir are definitely longer. The Wink of Stella has a smaller nib, which is great for fine detail, but then the other two would work a little better if you're trying to cover a larger area. So I'm going to test these pens out. I'm going to have them do a couple different things, a couple different techniques that you can use them for. I'll try them on some different surfaces so you can see how they look, and then ultimately make a decision which one of these you would be best purchasing. I don't necessarily think you need all three. I think if you're going for a particular brand and you like to have that kind of full set syndrome that I know a lot of us suffer from, then you could pick a brand that you like and go with that one. However, you can definitely mix and match. I know that I only have two colours in the Wink of Stella. I have the silver and the black, and then I have a couple colours in Spectrum Noir, and at the moment I only have this particular clear one in the Nuvo version. Okay, so here for the first test, I am applying some glitter over a Copic coloured image. So I've used some alcohol markers to colour this image, and I'm just laying the glitter over top. And you can see here with the Wink of Stella, it kind of obscures some of those stamping lines. Because the glitter is so prominent, it does kind of cover things up just a little bit, but it definitely gives you a great payoff in terms of the amount of glitter that you can see. And then here, working with the Spectrum Noir version, it's a little bit quicker because the pen is longer, although you can see I did just splodge down a whole bunch of glitter by mistake. That's something that can happen with any of the pens if you squeeze too hard. So that was more of a me error than anything to do with the sparkle pen. So then again, I'm using the Nuvo, and you can see it's a little bit lighter in terms of the amount of glitter, but it definitely allows the majority of that image to kind of shine through, and the glitter doesn't kind of sit on top of anything and obscure the image in any way. All three of these look beautiful. I can't stress that enough. I mean, who doesn't love a bit of glitter on a project, especially glitter like this where it's not going to rub off onto your hands. It is definitely a nice way to add a little bit of extra shine to your project, whichever one of these you end up going with. So here's a little something else that you can do with these pens. Don't worry, I will scooch back in a minute. As I was filming, I had forgotten that I'd zoomed out to show the comparison of all three pens side by side. So I'll go ahead and zoom in and just show you here how you can blend together some watercolor pencils. So I applied just some basics, some blue and some green onto one of these butterflies, and then I'm just using the liquid in the glitter pens to actually complete that blending process. So for that first one there, the Nuvo, it looks really beautiful, but again, because the glitter is a little bit more subtle, it kind of it doesn't shine quite as much as some of the others do here. So whilst I think the Nuvo probably wins best performer on the first round in terms of not obscuring any of our stamping lines and not obscuring any of our colour, because it is a little bit more subtle, we can't necessarily see it as much once we blend pencils together. So then here for the Spectrum Noir, I did find that the tip to the Spectrum Noir and to the Nuvo, because they're so much longer, they're definitely quicker to work with, but they can be a little bit harder to control. So that is something to be conscious of if, like me, you are not naturally a painter. So we've got some beautiful shine on that Spectrum Noir, and I will have still images of all of these at the end of the video so you can really compare and contrast and see how everything looks. And then I'm just going in with the Wink of Stella, which definitely seems to have the most glitter payoff, and I think it works really nice with this blending because it allows that glitter to really shine, no pun intended, and it also allows the blending of the colour, which each of these pens do. Okay, so then another blending method is to go ahead and use something like a Zig Marker Pen. So again, I'm just using two different colours, doing some very basic colouring here, but I think especially with the glitter added, it looks very special. And just using that liquid within the glitter pens to blend everything out. So you can definitely work with this in whatever way that you like. Because you have the liquid within the glitter pen, anything that requires moisture to blend, you can definitely go ahead and blend with a glitter pen instead, meaning you get that extra sparkle and shine as part of your work without any extra steps. So you don't need to go ahead and spray any glitter on this when you're finished. It's just added naturally as part of that blending process. So again, the Wink of Stella performed really well. We're going to find that with each of these. The Spectrum Noir will perform beautifully as well, and so will the Nuvo. So again, for me, I would say the decision on which one of these to buy would be dependent on what's available. So what can you get within your local crafting community, whether you choose to shop in person at your local craft store or online. I will have links in the description section to where you can purchase some of these items, whether you're based in the UK or Europe, or if you're based in the US. I always try and include links for both. I personally am in the UK, if my accent didn't give it away, and I know a lot of my viewers are in the US, so I try and make sure that I include links to both. But if you have any questions about either of any of these products, then do leave that in the comments section below. I always love chatting with you guys, so don't be afraid to ask a question or suggest a video in that section Okay, so moving on to dark cardstock, just again to show you a little bit of the shine against a dark surface. And I think you can see a little better the difference between the liquids within the pen. So here we've got the Wink of Stella, again, that beautiful silvery payoff of the glitter, and the liquid spreads really nicely. Then we have the Spectrum Noir Sparkle here, and it is a lot more liquidy. So I guess I want to say the viscosity, is that the right word? Is that how you say it? Of the liquid is very different. The Spectrum Noir version seems to be quite runny. And then again with the Nuvo version, those two are probably more comparable to each other, but you can see particularly on the dark cardstock, the glitter is different. It seems to be a little finer within the Nuvo pens. And of course, I mean, I've said it several times, but they are all just beautiful. But hopefully by being able to see these side by side, you can see the differences between each of these pens and how they work, and you can make a decision as to which ones you may wish to purchase. So I have some still shots here just running through those images so you can have a closer look. And one final thing from me is that when any of these pens run out of liquid, you can definitely go ahead and open them up and refill them with some distilled or bottled water to extend the life of your pens just a little bit, because there is probably some glitter left in there, so you can get a little bit of extra payoff. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, then let me know in the comments section. If you're not already a subscriber, go ahead and tap the subscribe icon, and you can tap the bell if you wish to be notified each time I post a new video. So that is all from me today. I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.